Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Speedrun Interview. This time, I'm interviewing someone from the Spongebob speedrunning community. I am interviewing Purple Foundation. And now, let's get started with this interview. Why did you start speedrunning?
It's hard to remember because I have been speedrunning for about 7 years at this point, and I'm nearly 19. However, what I do know is that the first speed game that I ever witnessed was Super Mario 64, so it was very likely something along the lines of, oh, I've never seen a game be beaten this way before, I want to know what the fuss is about, I want to know why it's so cool, I want to know why somebody would play the game this way, as opposed to just playing it casually. It was probably reasons like that, and, you know, I mostly speedrun now, I hardly play casual games, so, yeah.
What games are you currently speedrunning, and what games do you plan on speedrunning in the future?
I'm currently speedrunning the SpongeBob SquarePants movie and Super Mario 64 70 Star. I barely have time to run that game anyway. So in future, I would like to run it a lot more, but I would also like to run BFBB Mix, which is a Battle for Bikini Bottom full-scale hack, or at least it will be. It hasn't fully released yet. But I probably won't have the free time necessary to do that for quite a while. But I'm trying my hardest to stick with 70 Star, and I just play like any percent at the moment for the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I played the SpongeBob SquarePants movie for probably 6 hours a day. And then on weekends, when I take days off from streaming, I try to play Super Mario 64 as much as I can. I also have unfinished business in games like The Simpsons Hit and Run, so I'd probably go back to those types of games briefly. But if we're talking games that I have not previously ran before that I would like to run, I think it would be Celeste. I've never even beaten that game casually, but I would really like to run it. It looks extremely difficult, but also rewarding. So yeah, probably that game.
What glitches, skips, and tricks would you say has been the easiest and also the hardest for you to perform?
I would say probably the easiest trick in my main speed game, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, that you basically have to do is probably Chris Skip. It's the trick in the secondary of Now That We're Men, and it's just before Monster Skip. It's a double damage boost buffer, and it's very easy, and with the current route, you're just gonna lose minutes if you don't do it. So probably that. It requires nearly no practice, really. And the two hardest tricks that I've ever had to learn were probably Monster Skip and Fast Corkscrew. Now, Monster Skip is nowhere near the difficulty of some of the harder tricks in the game, but for some reason I was struggling with it so much. Back before, Mindy Skip was found, it was recommended to do Monster Skip at around the 140 area, but I had a low 133, and only then did I implement it. And I was doing some weird way that lost time and was harder. It was so dumb, but I don't know what it was about that trick, but it took me a very long time to grasp and implement. I guess with every individual runner, they are going to excel at tricks and just suck at tricks, like specific tricks. So I guess that was my trick that I sucked at, but I also would have excelled at the trick that most people around my skill level would have, had trouble with. As for Fast Corkscrew, it is the undisputed hardest trick in the entire game. It cannot be overstated how actually insanely difficult that trick is, and all of the setups are really bad because they're all about burning frames and then playing perfectly to meet a specific cycle and stuff. The three hardest tricks in this game that you would do in runs we call the big three. So there's Fast Corkscrew, Floating Block Skip, and Guest Jumps. To put it into perspective, Floating Block Skip is probably the one that you implement first, and it's the second one of the three, and it is a 1 frame damage boost where you need to jump space perfectly, and then attempt a 2 frame right after. But that one is considered the easiest of the three. The second one, Guest Jumps, is mostly considered harder, and depending on the category, you might have to do it twice, and it's constant 1 frames up, a wire. And despite this, people still know the fast corkscrew is the hardest. It is the first one that you have the opportunity to do, but I get it like 25% of the time, or maybe 30% of the time. Its consistency is ridiculous, but it's basically an essential trick. Like, it saves like 9 seconds, and that's way too much time to pass up, so it would have to be that trick. That's definitely the hardest.
What are some games you were shocked to see others speedrun?
There are a lot of very obscure games out there, so it's kind of hard to, think of some of the top of my head, although one that I can immediately think of is, I guess, Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Like, just from the structure of those games and how long it takes to actually get the run going, it is surprising how many people run that game. Although, I have seen some runs of it, and it looks pretty good, to be fair. I guess another one would be Sunshine. Like, I know why people run it now, but, like, when I was getting into speedrunning, I didn't understand it because the cutscenes are so long and there's so much RNG. And if you need to know anything about me, it's that I despise RNG. I guess another one would be, like, extremely long speed games, like some Final Fantasy games and stuff. Like, as far as I know, like, those games are very luck-dependent, and they are really, really long. I don't understand how, you can even main a game that long. It's just ridiculous. I don't think I could ever run a game that's longer than, like, 4 hours or something. I guess the last one I can think of would be, like, Minecraft and Terraria, random seed runs. Because obviously those take a lot of skill, but yeah, they're just so insanely luck-dependent.
What is your biggest goal for speedrunning?
I guess this is cheating a little bit, but I really want to give this answer as well as other answers. I'd like to get partner from, like, just speedrunning. I think it might be feasible. But if I'm not cheating, then biggest goal would probably be to get sub 1 hour in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie 80%, which is currently not even close to being theoretically possible. I don't even think a 106 is possible at the moment. But, we already have pushed the game down so much. Like, the world record back in, like, 2015 or 2016 used to be a 138, and that run was, like, nearly perfect for the strats and stuff at the time. And now, it's over 30 minutes faster. There's probably some big time saves waiting to be discovered. And getting 59 in that game could potentially be the coolest and most difficult thing I've ever done. And I guess for Super Mario 64, I'd like to get, like, a 49 in 70 star and maybe, like, a 149 and 120 star. I would just like to be recognized by the community, I guess.
Alright everybody, that is the interview. Thanks again, Purple, for being a part of my interview series, man. It was great. I had a lot of fun with this one. I'll leave a link to his Twitch in the description down below. Alright, that is the video, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Also, share on social media. It would help me out a lot. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.